Fraud, scams, whatever word you use, it's an intentional act to deceive someone else. There's plenty of ways for it to happen, which is why we have Kathy Stokes, head of AARP's Fraud Watch Network, with us today. And so, Kathy, I think, most people think if a scammer approached them, they would know right away and they would never get caught in a scam.
Yeah, that's a pretty common refrain we hear. But the reality is they're so good and even getting better by the day at making things look completely legitimate. So if you haven't experienced a scam yet, chances are you will, unless you're like trying to listen to sessions like this to learn about what to look for.
Okay, well, let's go over some things. We've got a graphic to show folks, and it talks about how AARP is showing that scams usually begin with 3 red flags that people really need to be looking for.
Yeah, what we have is if you get an unexpected contact that puts you into a state of heightened emotion and contains urgency, you can bet that that's a scam attempt. And so, what we're trying to tell people is look for those 3 things. And when they come together, see that as a trigger that that is probably a scam. So, you want to take a step back, take an intentional pause. We call it pause, reflect, protect, because if you take that step back and move yourself out of it, you can re-engage with logic. You see, they've done a really good job of bypassing logic by doing those 3 things at the same time. This gets you back to logic.
All right, AARP has all kinds of resources. One of my favorite resources is something that we have video of, and that is the Scam Tracker Map. So we've got some video of the Scam Tracker Map. I even put in my own zip code here at the station, and a bunch of entries popped up. How can folks best use this map?
Yeah, there are 2 ways to use it. You can go in and you can do what you did and just put your zip code in and see what pops up. It tells you what people have reported. So this is self-reporting, and you get a sense of what's happening around your area, and you kind of inoculate yourself when you know that. So you can also report too if you've seen a scam but you didn't experience it, for example. If you did experience it, we wouldn't want you to report it there because we can't respond. We would want you to use our helpline, which is 877-908-3360.
All right, we have just about under a minute. What's the main thing that you want to get across to folks about scams and frauds?
That they are really hard to detect now. The advent of what they call generative artificial intelligence is kind of like the industrial revolution, but we can help each other. I think we have to have the mindset of this is the biggest crime in the country and we need to have each other's backs. So when we learn something new, share what you know, because that does help make it very far less likely that you'll engage.
Yeah, we so appreciate your time and your expertise. Awareness is one of the things. The other thing is doing things to protect yourself. And one of those things is the WFMY News 2 Shredathon. AARP is helping us out with this. It is Monday, April the 13th from 4 until 7 at the Greensboro Complex. It's a 3-box or 3-bag limit. We hope to see you there.